Britain will rejoin the EU within 15 years, top Brussels bureaucrat predicts. Mr. Prodi told an audience UCL Centre for Finance annual lecture in London that he originally thought Britain would rejoin in 20 years. Britain will be back in the European Union within 15 years, a former bureaucrat has predicted. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has prioritised closer ties with Brussels, insisting the UK must forge a new relationship with the EU. He has even suggested Britain must put the Brexit years behind us, and former Italian Prime Minister and EU Commission President Romano Prodi said, the UK will be back in the EU within 15 years. Mr. Prodi told an audience UCL Centre for Finance annual lecture in London that he originally thought Britain would rejoin in 20 years. Sir Keir has ruled out a free movement deal for young people with the EU in a major setback for his post-Brexit reset with the bloc. The Prime Minister's official spokesman said the UK will not be considering a youth mobility scheme, which would allow under-30s to study, work and travel across the European Union for up to 2 years. Paymaster General Nick Thomas-Symonds hinted the government will look at EU proposals on introducing a youth mobility scheme with the EU but said freedom of movement will not return. Mr. Thomas-Symonds said, "We are not going to give a running commentary on the negotiations. We will obviously look at EU proposals on a range of issues, but we are clear that we will not return to freedom of movement." Lib Dem MP Sarah Olney had asked him in Parliament, "I'm sure government can agree that support and providing opportunities for young people should be central to the policy of any government. We are glad to see the government working to build closer economic and cultural ties with Europe. We want to forge a new partnership with our European neighbours, built on cooperation, not confrontation, and move to a new comprehensive agreement. We must rebuild confidence through seeking to agree partnerships or associations helping to restore prosperity and opportunities for British people. So I ask the Minister if he will consider the extension of a youth mobility scheme and acknowledge the breadth of ways in which this would strengthen our cultural, educational and economic links with Europe." The European Commission has made a youth mobility scheme a key demand amid Sir Keir's post-Brexit reset with Brussels after years of tense relations under successive Conservative prime ministers. Sir Keir's official spokesman said, "He was making a broader point about our general discussions with the EU in relation to listening to proposals. I think he was clear there will be no return to freedom of movement. We have been very clear we will not be considering an EU youth mobility scheme."